today I'm here with Andrew Muggeridge, who's a director at Uber GT. Andrew, Uber GT, who are you and what do you do?
That's a very good question. Uber GT, so we specialise in high performance and prestige German sports cars. We're all about buying the very best cars that are available, preparing them to a fantastic standard and really looking after our customers.
Okay, so you mentioned German cars.
Yes.
What cars do you go for generally? What sort of things do you have in stock?
So our ideal sort of mix of stock would be things like BMW M3s, M5s, Porsche 911s, Boxsters, Audi S5s, and the occasional classic as well. So anything that's interesting with lots of power, lots of specification, and in great condition. So that's what we look for.
Now, who comes to you? Who are your typical customers?
We get a great mix of people actually. We get customers from all over the country. We sell a lot to Scotland, but all over the country. But our typical mix of people are generally lots of company directors, lots of people want cars for weekends, people that are quite discerning, that in particular enjoy dealing with a small company rather than with a main dealer, where we can really look after them, make it a nice easy process, and they walk away with a car, or hopefully drive away with a car that, that is prepared to a great standard and is going to be something they're going to really enjoy owning.
When a customer comes to Uber GT, they don't just get the bog standard car dealer type service, do they? It's not a case of you buying a car, sticking some numbers on a windscreen, bit of spit and polish, and you walk away with a car which is a bit ropey. Here, they get something quite different.
Completely, and we make sure the cars are prepared beautifully, and one of the main things is that when a customer calls us, and having been in the motor industry for a number of years now, I was sales manager for BMW for a long time, I'd often hear how salesmen would be on the phone with customers, and I'd be constantly frustrated being their sales manager that they weren't taking a great deal of interest in the customer. So the first thing to do is understand the customer, understand what the cars they've got, understand what their motivations are, and just by actually spending time talking to people, being enthusiastic about what we're selling, explaining what we're doing, it seems to work well for us. And as a result, we sell cars all over the country. We have customers that will fly into Heathrow Airport, we pick them up, bring them back, and of course they're quite nervous about what they're going to receive because every car looks great on the internet. And I've got to say, we haven't had a situation yet where a customer's turned up and thought, well, you sounded great on the phone, the car looked great on the photos, but that's not the car I'm buying. It's always a good experience. We have a real attention to detail. We make sure the cars, as you can see here, hopefully, that they look absolutely fantastic. They're fully checked over by a fantastic mechanic that we have, who's got lots of BMW experience. So he checks over all the cars to make sure that they meet the standards that we've set. So once we've checked them out to make sure we're happy with the history, the condition, he'll give them a full mechanical inspection to make sure they're correct. We'll then get them fully detailed, and as a result we have some interesting cars that are great to look at and great to buy.
Certainly seem to be. Now, one of the things you talked about, you touched on it, was these are quite big-engined, thirsty beasts, and we've seen the encroachment of the lentil-munching sandal wearers who want to drive electric cars, they want to save the planet. Is that having any impact on your business?
Well, no, we've got a sign at the front of the door which says they're not allowed in, so that keeps them well away, so no impact whatsoever.
I suppose the thing is that once a petrol head, always a petrol head, and the cars that you sell are so special, so out of the ordinary, they're almost rare.
Exactly, and actually what we're finding is that more people now are wanting to buy the V8s, the V10s, because they're going to be the future, the classics of the future, because you look at the new M5, it's a fantastic car, but it's quieter. They've got to digitally enhance the exhaust note through the rear speakers.
Yeah. People
want to buy a car like the M3 here that when you put the foot down, it sounds as you want it to sound, and want it to be an enjoyable drive. I don't want this sort of computer game type approach to how cars sound and how they feel. They want the real deal.
And if I was to come in and say to you, I want to know, in your opinion, from all that's here, which is the best car here today, what would you tell me?
The best car here today has got to be the 1M Coupe, the BMW 1M Coupe. We've sold 7 in the last 6 months, which is probably more than anyone else in the country. So we've specifically honed in on that market. It's a fantastic driver's car. It gives great feel, great steering, tremendous power, balance, and it's probably one of the most entertaining cars you'll drive. So it's a real live wire, and that's why I think the motoring press love them so much, because every new car you can jump in a brand new 991 Turbo S, and as amazing as it is, it'll be easy to drive, and it probably won't bite you too hard. But 1M in the wrong hands can bite, so it makes it interesting, and as a result, we've got people queuing up for them. So it's a really great car.
I've got one final question for you. What is it that you hanker after most in the automotive world? If you could put one car in here that you haven't ever had yet, what would that be?
Good question. I've got some. There's my personal favourite would probably be an E28 M5, which is sort of late 80s, sort of first Q car. Absolutely superb. A low mileage one of those would be lovely. Classic 911s. Difficult question. I've got such a wide choice. We could be here for some time. So.
I think what we'll have to do is get together over our Christmas list and decide what it is we want. And we'll come back to you and we'll see what the most stunning car that comes to your mind might be.
Okay, fantastic.
Andrew, thanks ever so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Great to meet you.
See you again soon.
Thank you.
Thanks.